Welcome to Movie Scars and a Brew. I'm your host, Keith. You're going to start laughing right out of it. I mean, we can't do these pre-things off mic if you're going to laugh right into it. That jackass laugh you got in the background is Amanda. She's back with me today. So we're going to talk about a movie called Gone Girl. This is a movie, I think, all about love in the end, right there. Is
this real?
This is real. This is for real this time. I think I'm just going to roll with it.
You're going to leave it?
I'm going to leave it. I'm going to roll with it.
Okay.
I didn't make you say hi this time. It's all good.
I wasn't gonna.
I know you weren't gonna. So this is Gone Girl.
Wait, did you say with me is... Did you call me a jackass?
No.
Oh, okay.
You were laughing or
Okay.
something. I think.
Are you sure you didn't know?
No,
I think
I'm
you
pretty
did.
sure.
You did.
No.
Okay.
No. Laughing like a was in there somewhere.
Like a jackass?
No. Are
you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Nobody would do that. You're lovely, as always.
I know.
So, Gone Girl. You chose this movie, I think.
Uh-huh.
This is the one that you wanted to go see. And why did you want to go see this one, or the one you wanted to watch?
No, someone at work said we should.
Someone at work said we should. And what was it? Did it live up to your expectations?
I didn't really like it.
You didn't really like it?
I mean, I did. I liked it, but I think it gave women a terrible rap.
Oh. Well, and I guess you could be referring to... Actually, the only person that comes out of this movie is Rosamund Pike, who was nominated for Best Actress for her part in this role. And I guess if you went and saw the trailer, which I did before we actually saw the movie, you would think it was kind of a different movie than it actually turned out to be, because it does not really give any of the twists or stuff that's underlying it. And to be honest with you, in the beginning of the movie, when Ben Affleck was playing his role, I kind of thought I was going to hate it, because I thought he just seemed, so, his wife's gone and he just seemed to not care. And he played it so coolly, it almost seemed like... It's like the entire demeanor he had and everything up to that point was just done so they could twist it around. To me, like the acting, everything. I hate those. I hate it in a movie when you go in, and it's a thriller, and they have people act a certain way during a certain part of the movie, and then they change the way they act later in the movie. So all this.
It didn't last long, though. That part didn't last long.
I mean, I don't think we're giving anything away when we say that there's obviously, his wife disappears, and then he's the prime suspect. To some extent, he's the perfect guy to do it, because if you remember, I mean, everybody remembers. Well, I say everybody remembers this. I can't. Scott Peterson, that same type of dude where you got a guy that's up there in front of people, and he's like, he doesn't seem like he lost his wife. Ben Affleck's a perfect guy for that, but because of his personality, but. At the same time, there was just too much smugness. Like, I was really turned off in the beginning until you kind of realize there's a lot more going on underneath the scene, underneath there. But, this movie was directed by David Fincher, who, he's got a host of movies that he's done that's fantastic. I mean, one of them he did Aliens, is a cult classic sci-fi. He did Seven, Fight Club. Curious Case of Benjamin Button. I did the Social Network, and he did the American version of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So he's also involved with House of Cards very extensively.
I mean, I would try and tell you some stuff like that, but I don't have my notebook handy. I didn't take notes.
Hey, you're breaking down like a third wall. I mean, I have notes. I mean, I
know.
But it's just a little bit of show prep and stuff that people do for what they're doing.
You know what I should have gotten you for Valentine's Day? A pocket protector. Should have. And a little bit. You can keep your little notebook in there.
Hey,
and your pens.
I think you're passing past the part that I wanted to bring out. Some of the movies that this guy did were some of my favorite movies ever. I mean, how many of those movies that I just mentioned have you seen?
All of them.
No, so you saw. Oh, I guess Aliens is not a big thing for me, but there's a lot of people out there that like the Aliens movies. It's not my favorite, and I love sci-fi, but I don't like that type of sci-fi. That's almost more of a horror movie in my mind. I guess I don't know.
Was Aliens have Jamie Lee Curtis in it?
No, it's the one that had.
Yeah, I didn't see it then.
No, it's the one that had Sigourney Weaver.
Remember Sigourney Weaver? That's who. That's what I meant.
Did you mix up Jamie Lee Curtis and Sigourney Weaver?
Yes, I did. They both kind of look like men. A little bit.
No. They
kind of do.
I never really thought. I mean,
she's kind of manly.
Who, Sigourney Weaver?
Mm-hmm. Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, is half man. She's a hermaphrodite, I think.
She was just in a movie I saw recently, Spare Parts, and she was actually completely hilarious. She was actually kind of like a bombshell at one point. She wasn't. I don't think you would call Jamie Lee Curtis manly.
I'm telling you, she's part man.
Wow.
Look into it.
Okay, I mean, we'll do some DNA testing before the next episode, next show.
Look it up online. You love to look that kind of stuff up. That's all you ever do.
So, out of that list, I mean, what was your favorite movie before this? I mean, that he did. I mean, to me.
Can you read the list again?
Oh, yeah, you weren't even paying attention. You said you read them all. Seven and Fight Club and Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Social Network. That one's probably
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and then I probably said Fight Club.
Yeah, but you know what? Did you see the foreign version of that? That's the question.
I don't know. I saw the one that was on demand.
Well, they've had both, I think, at different points. The one is subtitled. The subtitled version.
No subtitled.
The subtitled version was much better. The original was much better.
I don't want to have to work while I watch a movie.
No. Oh my gosh, we're going to have some problems then, because I love subtitled movies. Love them. Foreign movies like that. But anyway, that one was good too. But the other thing is that you haven't watched yet is The House of Cards. She's involved with that. And so I think David Fincher's one of those directors. I think is fantastic. So we already talked about Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike, who's up for an Oscar.
Hey, I met Ben Affleck.
You did? When?
I already told you, but I guess I should tell you again.
Yeah, you should. I don't remember, actually. I don't.
I just told you. I told you again like a week ago when we saw the movie.
Yeah, I wasn't listening. I was probably taking notes about stuff.
You probably were.
No, I'm serious. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I did, for real. When I worked at the hospital, they shot Jersey Girl.
Oh my God, that's like the worst movie he ever did. You know, it's the one. No, it's the one he did with what's her name?
Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez,
mm-hmm.
And that's the one that's like his punchline.
I have it. Here's the cool guy.
I know. I'm sure he is. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he seems like he's like the all-American type guy. He really does. But did he sign like Jersey Girl or something? Because that's
no. He signed his name.
Onto what though?
All I had was a piece of paper.
Oh, you didn't put it like over your boob or something?
Well, we're not going to talk about that here. It wasn't my boob. No, that's a joke.
Yeah, it is. I guess.
Kind of.
All right, so you.
I never saw his trailer.
His trailer.
I was never in there.
Oh! I thought you were talking about the trailer of the movie. Okay, but of course, you meant something different.
No, I'm kidding about that too.
Okay, so the other two people that were curious in here to me, obviously, is Neil Patrick Harris, who has a great part in this movie. Sort of we're not going to do any spoilers, but he's got
Doogie.
Doogie. I loved that show. Did you watch Doogie Howser?
Who didn't?
I don't know. I mean, people of our age watched it, but I love Doogie Howser. I was really hung up on.
For the record, I'm 3 years younger. I mean,
no, you're not. You're really not.
I am.
Wait, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Right,
we
two
did
and
this.
A half, but
we
really.
did this already. I think we did this in the last time that we did one together.
No, we didn't.
You're coming in on the big last year in the decade coming up, and it doesn't matter. My point was that I had a thing for
pocket protectors.
No, Doogie Howser's.
You had a thing for
girlfriend.
Doogie Howser?
No, Doogie Howser's girlfriend
uh-huh.
in the show. Uh-huh. I really dug her, and
really?
She didn't really do very much after that. She did something where like her and two other girls went to Mexico and practically got raped or something down there, and that's about the only thing I think I can think of that she ever did. But I always was tracks here. The other person that's in here that's interesting is Tyler Perry. He plays
a good part.
He does, but I didn't even know that was Tyler Perry until after it because he wasn't dressed as a woman in a big fat costume. I'm just saying. No, I didn't because I didn't know Tyler Perry.
And you're supposed to be a movie guy?
I didn't know Tyler Perry was in this movie. I would not recognize Tyler Perry outside of that costume anywhere. I would not know Tyler Perry. And in fact, here's the thing.
That's terrible.
Here's the thing. Tyler Perry said that he would not have done this movie had he known that
he couldn't dress like a woman.
Well, no, maybe, but he said that he knew that David Fincher had done so many popular movies, and I don't know what that means. But he came out and said that he would not have done his agent or whatever put him in a part in this movie, and he didn't know Fincher's work. So anyway, so this movie is actually based on a book by Gillian Flynn. And I guess it's got some. I guess it must have been good enough that they turned it into a movie. Apparently, the only other thing that one other big thing, and there was a moment in this movie where somebody becomes topless, and I went, I think I know those boobs, and it turns out it was Emily Ratajkowski or whatever, however you pronounce her last name. I just butchered it. She's obviously European, Eastern European.
Wait, you recognized boobs?
Yes, I did. And she is the chick that's in the uncensored version of Blurred Lines.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me that.
Yes. So I'm telling you, I saw that and I'm like, I think and I went and I looked at it, that's her. Of course I know those.
Really?
I'm just saying. I don't know. So, in this also, what's also interesting about this movie is that for David Fincher, when you look at all those movies that we talked about, and he has a history of doing great movies, at least cult classics to some extent, Aliens and Fight Club and Seven. Those were all major. To me, I thought were great work. This movie made $167 million in the U.S. and actually was his highest grossing work, which is kind of stunning because if I look at that list, where would you put that in the list of the movies he's done? I wouldn't put it up there to the top of the list in any respect.
I don't think it's as good as Fight Club, but I think it's got enough twists to be in the same.
It is, but it's those same. It's that same. You take a look at Seven. There was nothing like Seven.
Oh.
Fight Club, nothing like Fight Club. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, nothing like that. I mean, this movie. Here's one of the things: is like Rosamund Pike is up for best, the best actress. Now she even says that she modeled some of what her character is after Nicole Kidman in To Die For and after Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct. And you can see that it's that same, psychotic, real, crazy. I mean, because you think about Basic Instinct, Sharon Stone was psychotic in that one. To Die For, Nicole Kidman it's that same mold. So there's so much in this movie that's genre driven or been sort of, it's a different twist on it. I mean, I know it got great. I guess so why did this movie do so well in the box office? Let's think about that for a second. Because there's so many of these types of cases that come up. That sensational case.
I think a lot of people probably read the book and then wanted to see the movie.
That's true. That's right. I can't even speak to the book. I don't even know how well the book did. I guess that's
I have a lot
probably
of patients that are reading it right now. I can tell you that.
Really? But
I didn't read the book, so I don't know. But
in our sensational, media-driven type of thing, this type of thing is palatable. This is.
Wait, do you know when the book came out?
No, I do not. I don't have that. I didn't take that note.
Because if it wasn't that long ago,
I don't know,
and it was a popular book, then that could account for why.
Yeah, I know, and there's a whole bunch of actresses that were involved with this. Actually, the Rosamund Pike's character. For quite a while was potentially going to be done by Reese Witherspoon. She was actually involved with it as a
I
producer.
Like
Yeah,
I
did
liked
too.
her better, I think.
No, I think Rosamund Pike was great. And one of the things they picked her, she's 35, they picked her for her look because she could go older or younger. You can't really tell how old she is. You know, she could she could pass as a younger person or go as an older person. We just saw a movie with, or maybe I just saw a movie with Reese Witherspoon in it. I guess I got to think about that.
Sweet Home Alabama?
No.
Because that's one of my favorite movies.
I know that's one. Isn't
Can
it
we
Matthew?
do a podcast on that?
You can pick one at some point. We can sure
I know,
do
they're
it.
they're all yours.
No, this was your pick.
Well, that's
No, this was your pick.
No, it wasn't really, because you gave me like a choice of what I wanted to watch.
Well, I just took several new movies. No, actually, you chose this because you had suggested a walk through among the tombstones, which you would not have liked very much. I've watched, and Gone Girl, and these were both things that you heard about your job. I know that.
Okay. All
Just
right.
saying.
Fine.
Just saying. This was your pick. Don't turn this around
on
on me.
Saying is most of the time it's like we're gonna.
Because I would have done Predestination. You know, we would.
You didn't have that then.
I'm just saying now I would have.
We didn't see that.
Actually, we ended up seeing St. Vincent most recently too, so that's one we're going to have to talk about. Which I also
Actually, you didn't even watch. I watched this movie. You fell asleep. Like
and I watched it the next day, and I watched it the next day, and I finished it, and I took notes.
Here, this was how much you liked the movie.
No, it was fine. I was just really tired. You know, when you break.
Did you like that part?
No, seriously, when you're.
Finally, we were snoring so loud. I said, "Can you please go to bed?"
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
And here's the thing: when you're starting these things up at 11 o'clock, it's at night or after 11 o'clock. That's
I think it was 7:45.
No, it was not on no 7:45.
7:45.
It was absolutely not. It absolutely was not. So
didn't take your Geritol that day. It was a
I guess
mess.
not.
It was
I
a
guess
mess.
not. It was totally a mess. And that's the
And
cat.
you're knocking things though. That's
No,
not me.
that
I
was
know
your
you told
cat.
me not to
No,
make any
that
noise
was
over
your
here.
cat
You're
underneath
fidgeting
the
in the
table.
chair. You're making all kinds of squeaking noises. You're knocking stuff. You're moving your notebooks.
That
No,
was
I don't want to be blamed for any of this background noise because I have not made one sound. I haven't even moved
Wait,
in my chair.
did you pause? Did you pause the TV again so that we can have the Weather Channel pop on in a few minutes?
No, I turned the volume down.
Oh, you figured out how to use that because at first you were just
The
trying to
volume
pause
button?
it again.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I had to get the manual out.
Yeah. You're like, oh, hey,
Learn how
did you
to turn the volume
see?
down.
That's what did it. That thing right
What?
there's spazzed
It's
out. I know.
What was that? It's
It was your
gone.
cat.
I looked and it was just something. It was a head.
It was your cat. It spazzed out on the floor over there, and you blamed me for making
You're
noise.
the one that gets some catnip. You want from me? I got headphones on at 12 o'clock at night. Come on, I'm giving a whole lot here.
No, I don't know. So, what's your bottom line on this movie? What do you think? Gone Girl.
I can't give a bottom line because I can't.
You can't give a bottom line on the
We don't
movie.
give stuff away then.
No, I'm just mean. What do you think? What did you think about it? Were you glad you watched it? I mean, you can. Well,
I was glad I watched it. I did not. I didn't like the way it ended.
okay. So, I guess the way to put that is you don't like things that don't necessarily have real happy endings. I guess that's one way to put it. Because it didn't really have a happy ending. I mean, we can tell them that much. If you don't want to hear anything about an ending, shut it off now. So that you know what? That's what you do. Right now, there could be a spoiler after this point. So we're going to talk about a couple of things that we can nitpick it. So if you're listening, you haven't watched it, go watch it, then come back and listen to the rest of it. Because I'm sure you're going to want to. Twice.
No. I'm sure they're lining up.
No, seriously. So now go ahead. Feel free. We've given the warning, the spoiler warning.
Feel free to what? Talk about the end?
Yeah, go ahead, because we've already given the warning and something that they're listening to. So go ahead, tell us. What did you think?
I think it makes.
This is what you told me. It makes women look crazy.
It does,
and it makes this guy look really weak.
It does, absolutely. It does. It does. I mean, even after all, first of all, it's completely fake. They would have. She would not have gotten away with what she did. But even if she did, I still don't understand. And I did ask you this, but you only answered it somewhat because I was working. When you watched it, I was at work. I still don't understand because he said he had those papers in that box from the sperm bank.
Yeah.
So how did she get it? Because he said if he never turned them back in, they were going to destroy it.
Yeah. No. He found them in the trash. So the thing is, she threw it in the trash, but went and got inseminated from them.
But how did she get inseminated at the end of the movie when he already had the papers? She couldn't have gotten pregnant all that long ago.
Right. But there was a time passage there from the end of that movie until she was pregnant. She wasn't, because she claimed to be pregnant but wasn't pregnant at a point.
Right.
And then after she comes back home.
Right. So how did she get to the sperm bank then?
She already had done it before.
But you can't just have sperm in your drawer.
No. She had already had put herself to get pregnant.
So she had already turned the paperwork in.
She'd already turned the paperwork in and had done it.
So they didn't destroy it, is what you're saying.
They didn't destroy it.
All right.
Now, here's the interesting thing, though. Remember, so her doing that, it gets weird because at some point, so she probably was doing that, but at the same time, she had the friend that she got to pee in the bowl so that she could take her urine so that she could turn up positive from a pregnancy. So there's some inconsistencies in the story. This is where I'm talking about where I don't like stories where they conveniently make the plot twist not make sense in a continuity way. Because so she went out and got pregnant, yet she's getting urine from her friend so she can turn it in at the doctor's and come up pregnant so that she can have that big reveal at a certain point. You know what I mean? Like there's they did certain things just for the sake of me. That's where I usually have a problem with movies like this. You know, I like a movie, you know, it can only be done a couple times or once to you. It's like Sixth Sense. Everything they did, you realize they were consistent with what they did.
I love that movie.
I do too.
Oh, I thought you were putting it.
No, I wasn't putting it. They did a great job. It's like you suddenly realize that all the subtleties, you want to go back and see it again because you realize he never talked. He was never in the same room with anybody. There was this thing with the red, you know, the red this. And so that's the forethought into doing a writing that actually is great, you know. And in this movie, I felt like there was that same sort of, we're going to do these plot twists, and then this doesn't make sense with this, and you have to take each one in its own.
Just like the cop saying there's nothing she can do. Nothing she can do. The guy turns up dead.
Your cat's spazzing out. I mean, we just can't give him catnip. Now she's like eating out of a Valentine's box over there. Next thing you know, your bird's going to be ringing a bell or something. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract your thought.
The cop saying there was nothing more she could do at the end. When he wanted her to look into more. When he was saying she's lying and the cop said, I'm sorry, there's nothing more I can do.
Oh, yeah. That was sort of, yeah. I'm not a cop anymore. I mean, like, that's what you're supposed to do. You know, actually, well, the thing is that she was indicating that it was out of her jurisdiction at that point.
I get it, but like nobody else looked into it. You know, guys stabbed in the neck.
I don't know. Oh, so what you're referring to is that great death scene. I mean, I think that's of Neil Patrick Harris. That was
not just the death scene. She
butchered him for the most part.
Butchered him after she butchered herself with a bottle in the anus. I mean, it was just.
Wasn't in the anus. It was in the. You think it was in the anus?
Yeah, because then he had sex with her.
Well, I thought she was just like manning up at that point.
No, I think she wanted to make it look like it was in both.
Oh, so she was trying to make it look like she was
sodomized. Looked like it hurt. She did not look like those fun. There's no well, whatever. Yes, I think that's where it was.
Wow. Okay. Well, we both saw that scene differently because she had done the same thing before.
You might be right, but all she needed was his
sperm.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that would have validated, she could have rubbed it wherever, I guess, at that point. Mm-hmm. And they would have found it, with the swab.
I think she put it in the other hole to make it look like he truly raped her.
Right. But she didn't have to do that, or she wasn't trying to do that.
Dude, she beat herself up, and then she stabbed him in the neck. She was crazy. I think she wanted to make it look as...
Well, no, when she beat herself up, I assumed that she had done that to make it look like he had beat her and killed her. No, her husband. That was before. That's when she was in the. He wanted to make it look like there was a struggle. Because she was going to kill herself.
I know.
So she wanted to make it look like she'd been beat up several days before, and that's why she was in.
I think you should start putting that on your calendar, like every Thursday. Kill self. That would make me giggle. I just think you should do that. Can you do it for a little while?
Sure. I mean, you can pick which days if you want. You can just write them in. Yeah, you can just write. Just go into my Outlook. Just go to my computer and just put it in whenever you'd like.
Kill self.
Kill self.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That'd be fun for me.
Yeah. And somewhere in the back, I'll put what self really equals. So then
What self really equals?
Yeah, it'll be like a code word.
Mm-hmm.
Might rhyme with your name, maybe.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of how I feel right now with these headphones on.
That's great. Yeah.
Hey,
so
you know what you just did?
I know. I did what I told you not to do.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What I told
all the
don't
rules
do.
You gave me.
Don't do that.
That bottle cap.
Yes.
And you're.
Yes, I did just do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You threw my game off a little bit.
Oh my God.
Well, this sounds okay.
Oh really?
Yeah. This is movie cigars and a brew. That sound is perfectly fine.
There's no cigar.
No, there's beer. There is. So, incidentally, we're gonna before we sign off. You are now on Untapped, and I just can't believe how many times now you're just posting things on Untapped.
That's
it's
fine.
just right. I mean,
it's hysterical.
It is. But tonight you had you were all excited.
Stop.
You were all
Just
excited
stop.
tonight because you're like, I'm going to do this one, and you took a picture of a Yingling tonight, didn't you?
No, you took the picture.
No, I did not.
I asked you not to do it.
I said,
and you did it anyway.
I said,
and I was horribly embarrassed.
No,
you did. Yes, you took the phone away from me. You took
Why
the
would you
phone
be
away.
embarrassed?
You
Are
couldn't
you a
make
beer
a scene because
snob?
the kids were there, and I couldn't say, "Give me the phone back. You're doing something I don't want you to," because it would upset them. And you put Yingling on there.
No, because you like Yingling.
We got back here, and you threatened to put Michelob Ultra on there.
we have you have a couple of cans in your refrigerator here. I don't know where you got them from.
Yours.
I wouldn't drink stuff like that.
Oh, really? Does this sound familiar? Hey, I'm going to run out while the previews are on when we were seeing the SpongeBob movie and get beer. You come back with Coors Light and Michelob Ultra.
It was kind of a shady place. There wasn't a lot of other stuff to choose from there.
Really?
It really kind of was.
They were at a Colt 45?
Well,
Pabst Blue Ribbon?
PBR. Yeah, but a lot of people love PBR. Hey, look, I'm not a snob. So the two beers that we've had tonight, you're drinking one right now is Blue Paddle by New Belgium. Mm-hmm. And I'm drinking the Sakani Creek Hop Suplex Ale. And it's kind of funny because the other day I did my thing on Untapped, and apparently the brewers kind of check to see who's checking in. And I had one of the actual brewer like the fact that I drank one of theirs. I like those small brewers that can take that personal touch there. But so which one do you like better?
I like yours better. How would the brewer know?
Because he can go onto Untapped and see who's drinking his beers, and he can have his own account and like the fact that people are drinking his beers.
Don't you have to be their friend?
No, you can see that beer anybody that drinks it.
Oh.
So it's like a social app. So you can see the people that drink it, and you can see.
Well, maybe Yingling will like mine.
Yeah, they may.
I don't know. They probably don't get
no,
many.
Yeah, I was going to say
they don't get many hits on there.
Nobody
I
puts.
might get a check in the mail for that one. I might. I could get rich off of this.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Yingling. Although this is the thing. This is the thing, though. What did you say? What did you say to me when you were drinking the Yingling? Well, no, I just want to hear it.
They have nothing else.
No. I'm talking about whether or not you liked it.
It's all right. It's just
you didn't like it. You didn't really like it. And why is that? Because you've been drinking other things since you've been in my company, and you're like, this doesn't really taste like anything. Yes.
Since I've been in your company.
Yes, since you've been in my company.
Mm-hmm.
And you've expanded your horizons just a skosh. You no longer necessarily like...
Here's the deal. If you ever use that word again, this is the end of you being in my company.
What, skosh?
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Oh, I'm going to have to use skosh once an episode now just to get the reaction out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can mix it in with the other words that you don't like.
Don't. I can take these off right now.
No, the other words. So let's think. What are one of the other words? Another word. Oh, what is it? Slacks. You don't like the word slacks.
I'm done.
I'm always amused by these things that you don't like.
I know you are.
No. I don't know.
I think you should make tomorrow the kill self day. It's midnight.
It's after midnight,
it's midnight.
right?
You should get started on that.
Exactly. It's 12-something late. 17 minutes behind schedule. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So, the Saconnie Creek Hop Suplex Ale. And what's kind of cool about it, I don't know the story behind it. I'd kind of like to know the story behind it. But it's obviously a tribute to wrestling. So these guys must be.
I just noticed he was in his underwear. Yeah,
yes.
It clearly is a wrestling
Well, suplex
thing.
is also a wrestling thing, too.
I didn't read the name.
Yeah, right. I just said it, and it's on the bottle. But
I didn't read it myself until you just said it.
Right. So it's a wrestling deal, so I'm assuming that they're wrestling fans, which that doesn't really do a lot for me, except I think it's kind of a cool...
Thank God.
No, I don't like wrestling at all, really.
God.
No, I'm not really good with
that.
That
Could be a deal breaker.
Yeah, it's not my thing. Never was. Actually, it was probably a brief window. I was in the height of it when The Rock was in there and stuff like that. I knew that it was probably at its height because I actually looked at it a little bit. I actually was at one wrestling match at one point.
You know what? You just said you have no interest in.
I don't have any interest in it.
I was at one match, and
I was at one match.
There was a time when I did like it.
There was a short window of time.
It was like last Wednesday, but not this week.
My brother,
this is an off week.
When we were,
I'm going to be dead because it's a kill self week.
That's right, exactly. No, but my brother used to love wrestling. I hated it with a passion. So, and we used to have this deal where one of us would get to watch the TV on the even hours, and the other one would get to select the shows on the odd hours.
And you want to do Yowzer, and he wanted wrestling.
Yowzer?
Doogie Howser.
I thought you said Yowzer.
I was laughing. Doogie Howser. But
no,
just,
I can. I can actually
play it back. I was laughing. I said Doogie Howser. I don't care.
Recording.
I don't care what you said. I said Doogie Howser. It's just that I giggled when I said it, and I just didn't enunciate clearly because I was laughing.
Apparently not. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Apparently not.
Whatever.
Obviously not.
Okay. Aren't you?
Anyway.
You're supposed to be killing yourself.
I'll get right on that.
Actually, I could do it and just make it seem like you raped me first.
Oh, she's taking the movie.
Can you hand me that bottle?
Oh my God! You got one there.
I'm just gonna throw it away
Wait,
for you.
No, I was gonna say, what do you need? Two?
From that bag.
You got one in your hand. You need two?
No, but mine's not done.
Oh, jeez. All right. I think on that note. We may want to close out for the evening.
You didn't give it. You never even said what you asked me if I liked the movie. You didn't say if you did or not. So you really can't.
I already told you what I don't. So I enjoyed the movie at moments in the movie. I think the thing that I didn't like was what I just talked about. Anytime you see, so this is in the thriller category. Anytime that they have the thriller not make sense unto itself. Where a person acts a certain way at a certain point, and you have to forget about it in the next sequence of events, because if you think about it too closely, what they just didn't make sense to what they just did before. And to me, this movie had a high degree of suspension of disbelief, because you never believe that she'd get away with as much as she did in the way that she did. The movies that are done better have more subtlety. This movie didn't have that subtlety in terms of the writing. In terms of the acting, Rosamund Pike was great. She was great as a psycho.
I think all the actors were good.
They were all good. Yeah, even Tyler Perry. I thought he was great in it. And Emily Ratajkowski. Her part that she had to do as the girlfriend. She was fantastic. Fantastic.
I will say there was only one person in the whole movie that was
likable.
And the sister.
The sister, yeah, and the funny thing is, I think there was something about the sister, and I can't remember.
No, she never had anything.
No. I'm just saying about her playing the sister. I think there's a real big difference in age between Affleck and her, and there was supposed to be.
No, there wasn't.
In real life.
Oh.
So there was an element of that because they're supposed to be twins or something.
No, they were just close and Asian best friends.
I thought they were twins.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I thought they were twins,
no,
but
no, they weren't.
But anyway, they're pretty far apart in age. that would be the only element that would make it out of
didn't
ordinary.
look like it.
Well, no, of course they didn't look like it, but if you're fraternal, I mean, they obviously would be fraternal twins.
No, I don't. I mean, they didn't look like there was an age difference.
No, they didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think there was some element of that played into the casting, as I recalled, that I read or heard about. But no, so did I like the movie? Sort of, yeah. I kind of did. I kind of want to see how it was going to go. I knew it wasn't going to be an ending that was expected because that's just the way it was. I don't know if I completely liked Ben Affleck's acting. You know, it didn't. You know,
it was good. It was all right. I mean, it was not a outstanding role for him to really shine in.
Well, you know what? He just won an Oscar. I think as in that last, or I don't know if he won as for directing it. The last movie that he did, the one with the where they were over. I can't even remember the name of it now. Where he was overseas. The Iranian thing. You don't remember that movie? It was like a year ago. It was the same year Zero Dark 30 came out.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I just can't.
But he was in a better position to have this movie. How far could he have gone with his character?
Well, that whole opening element of that movie really.
I know, but they did that. That wasn't because of his poor acting. He's a good actor. He just didn't. Like I said,
and Jersey Girl was bad, but I don't think that was bad as Geely. That was the one I'm going to go because I'm looking at his Argo. Argo was the movie. Argo.
Yeah.
And I think he won for that. I think he won as I want to say. Yeah, he directed it, and I don't know if he won for that and he acted in it too. I think he won for director.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
So it was good, but I don't know. So. So you asked me, did I like the movie? Yeah, I definitely don't think it's up. It's not up for Best Picture, and rightly so. Should Rosamund?
Really, I think that should have taken place over Boyhood. Was it Boyhood? What was?
Well, Boyhood you didn't like. We haven't done that one.
Yes,
we did do that one. Yeah. Boyhood was.
We did.
I didn't like Boyhood.
And I think
either.
This should have been in the spot and not that. And this wasn't a spectacular movie, but it was certainly better than that.
Well, you didn't like Boyhood very
because
much at all.
I wanted to make a Kill Me day on the calendar after watching Boyhood.
Well, it was a little rough. It was a little long, and I'll agree with you. So, but yeah, so I think I think that's probably. I think we killed this here. The next movie I think we'll do together because we've already seen it. Will probably be St. Vincent, which was another interesting movie to see.
Hmm.
You didn't. We'll save that.
Okay.
I know. I think I know where you're going with that, but we'll do that again.
No, I was just going to say maybe. Well, it's kind
of. No, go ahead.
It's fine.
Go ahead. What? No,
I don't know. There's not a whole lot to talk about with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
There's a lot to talk about it.
All right.
We'll do that one, and we're going to make it a shorter one. It could be a shorter episode.
No, I can't wait.
And you can talk more about Kill Me. Kill Me,
Kill
Self.
I
mean, maybe.
Can we do it tomorrow? Actually, you can do it. We'll stop this one
and do the next one.
Mm-hmm.
We can. Mm-hmm. We sure can.
I'd love that. I really would.
No, tomorrow may happen. So
I have to work.
But there's always afterwards.
Mm-hmm. You'll be tired.
Well, I don't know. I'll rest up while you're away.
Oh, I'll be tired.
No, okay. So, I think that's going to be a wrap for this one.